Look, it's the end. I've always said that podcast. I'm Megan.
Woo!
I'm JoJo.
I'm Nikki.
And I'm Taylor.
So many things to discuss today.
Episode 9.
Yeah.
Guys, you know what next week is.
Oh,
Actually, let's make our announcement.
addressing the elephant in the room.
We are taking a 1-week hiatus. And
We're clocking out.
We are clocking out, and then
Yes.
we would be clocking back in for episode 10.
That's
guys,
actually insane.
I cannot believe it. Like, part of me feels like we've been doing this forever.
5, 5, 5.
High five, ladies.
Oh my gosh.
Part of me feels like we've been doing this forever, but I can't believe we've made it to episode 10.
It's crazy to me because literally 2 and some months ago, this was literally just an idea in our brains. So the fact that we have gotten to a point where we're 2 months in and we're in the double digits is crazy to me.
The Double D Club.
Double D Club.
Yeah.
Insane. I was talking about this in the BNC family Instagram chat the other day. Shout out if you're listening. But someone was like, oh, how much work is it? And I was like, oh, so much work. I was like, it's a literal second job that you don't get paid for and you're actually spending money on.
You're spending
We're losing money.
You're actually losing money.
We're actually in the red, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy
Yeah.
to think, too, because a lot of people do this on their own, and we're 4 people. We're a group.
Mm-hmm.
And even, split the way we split it, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, we're so excited to hit episode 10. Thank you so much to anyone who's joining us now, joining us on episode 10, joining us on episode 1. We're very grateful to have you, and we're going to keep having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, your support means everything to us, and we hope that you've enjoyed being, an added member to our friend group.
Definitely. And I know we say this every few episodes, but we do go live on TikTok when we record our episodes. So if you want to see the unfiltered version, make sure to join our TikTok lives, which we are on right now.
Yes. So if you're listening to us right now, make sure you have your favorite bev, your snack, because this episode's going to be juicy.
And we are going to shoot this shit.
Yeah.
We are.
At the end of the day, it's story time. Sit
Yeah.
down and shut up
Yes.
and listen.
And listen.
Shut up and listen.
And I have always said that.
I've always said that.
So, Megan, why don't you kick it off?
I had a thought the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and I put it in our podcast topics notes because I thought that it was worth addressing.
Mm-hmm.
As I've said, I've recently joined Equinox. I'm an Equinox girly, and I have never seen more boobs than I have in an Equinox locker room. And all I have to say is, put them away. I know we said free the nipple, but this is too much. I am so sorry. Show off your body, whatever. You look great. Have a little bit of shame. Don't ask me how to lock the locker when you're butt naked.
Oh my
And
God.
when your boobs are out.
My boobs were out at one point, and someone was asking me for tips on how to lock the locker.
Have some shame.
Don't look at me.
There was one time, actually, it was this past weekend. I had just gotten out of the shower because you pay for Equinox, use the showers. It's premium shower
The
experience.
only reason that you have Equinox.
It's literally mandated. It's in the contract.
I'm getting changed. And even then, I'm I'm just someone who, I'm not going to walk around naked in the Equinox locker rooms anyway because it's just, I have a lot of shame. Queens, you look great. Don't be self-conscious. There was this other girl who came out of the shower, drops her towel, fully naked, standing behind me like this, looking at me. And I'm like, am I? And she's like, you're in front of my locker. Okay, I'm changing. Don't tap your toes butt naked.
Don't talk to me if you're naked. Someone was like, beautiful weather we're having. I can see your butt crack.
There was this one girl, and listen, as the locker rooms, they are for, I get it, take your time, lounge a little bit, sit down, dry off, put a towel down. If you are going to sit barefoot on the bench, you don't deserve to come back.
That is insanitary.
It's a wooden bench, too. It's not forgiving.
When do you think the last time an Equinox worker has gone in there and been like, let me wipe down this bench?
Let me scrub this bench because I think someone put their bare pee against it.
Oh, God. And wood is porous. It's probably absorbing so much.
That bench
place
smells
like a
crazy.
turtle tank.
Equinox wants to make some extra money on the side, I'm sure they can auction off their benches. Some little freak probably would love a sniff.
For
Freaks should
sure.
join our lives.
For sure.
But yeah, you know, like, I know that there's like weird culture with gyms and, you know, locker rooms and stuff. For me, it's just, I always want to feel comfortable in a locker room. And it's so hard to, when people are like fully naked, like coming up to you to interact with you. It's jarring. Like, also, take one look at me and tell me if you think I would respond to you naked while I'm naked.
True.
I'm literally in the middle of putting on my bra, and she's like, do you know how the lock works? Staring at me.
Well, also, is it, because I know it's like a generational thing, like,
But I don't look
people
inviting.
have told me
They're all young.
Really?
Yeah, they are. They're young. The older people who change, they're normal. They do it the normal way. You know, they drop their
You
stuff.
take one part out at a time, you know?
Or if you're going to drop, you know, whatever, because you're confident in your skin, and you should be.
Yeah.
Kings and queens. They just do it at like a normal speed. They're not like trying to strike up a conversation with anyone or spread eagle on a bench, phone like in the middle of their body, like contorted, like they're a demon of some sort. No, it's the younger people, and it's so weird. And listen, I know the pandemic did a lot to people's like social skills, but I struggle a lot when I'm in the Equinox locker rooms. I struggle with understanding the way people act.
Because I know what you're thinking, because at New York Sports Club, only old women usually had their tits out. But in Equinox, they don't discriminate.
Yeah.
Everyone's tits out at an Equinox.
Yeah.
And I will say that.
Tits out for Equinox.
Yeah.
It's out for Equinox.
Yeah.
That being said, I love Equinox, and
I would love a sponsorship.
no, and like the people who go there for the most part are nice and stuff. It's just once you enter the locker room, it's this weird like social like cloud. Like it's so odd. I think people develop like a persona the second they like walk into like the steam room or the showers in Equinox. I don't know, but put them away.
Moral of the story.
Yeah. If you're going to take anything from that story, put the tits away.
Tastefully, like do what you have to do.
We want tasteful tits.
Like a normal human being. I'm begging you, don't tap your toes with your bare naked body while I'm trying to change. I promise you I'm going to move out of the way.
Speaking about that, do people wear shower shoes, or was she barefoot?
I think she was barefoot.
I go barefoot.
Ooh.
Oh.
I don't know. JoJo, thoughts?
I have plastic Birks that I bring with me. If I like forget them, I'll like walk on my like literal toes, my toenails. Walking on my toenails at the Equinox.
Like a monkey?
Me calling everyone freaks. Meanwhile, I'm walking on my big toenails.
Nikki couldn't do that.
No, I usually have like plastic Birks that I bring with me. That they're like there's like no material on them, so you could just like shake them dry.
Yeah.
I fully trust the floors, though, because there's people constantly cleaning them. They're constantly cleaning the showers.
There is always someone clocking in at the Equinox, wiping the floors.
Like
So
at
why
New York
isn't
Sports
anyone
Club?
cleaning the bench?
Because it's wooden. What are you going to use? Pine sol?
Yeah. Anything.
There, puss on the pine
Like
sol.
I said, wood is very porous. It'll absorb anything that touches it, any liquid. It's disgusting.
You saying she's squirting on the bench at Equinox?
I'm not saying anything. You were the one who assumed.
She's seasoning the bench.
You're the one who said liquids.
She's, you know how like you have to season like your skillet, or like do you know what I'm talking about?
Like a black iron, a cast iron.
She's seasoning the bench at Equinox.
It's been christened
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
you're
It's
right.
probably been christened a lot.
And at the end of the day, that's why you will never see me sit down on an Equinox bench in the locker room.
That's also
Been christened
moral
a little
of the
too much.
story. Don't sit on the Equinox benches.
Just assume whatever gym you're going to, the benches are not safe to sit on.
They
in the
have
locker
been
room.
christened.
Unless they, like, aren't not wood.
Or
Like
they're
a forgiving material.
maybe they're laminated wood, but even then, like people are putting their stuff down and taking it off like so much that it must get worn down over time, even if it's laminated.
Also, that's something like when I used to like go to like I'd put my bags down on
Yes.
the bench. Like
Me
think of
too.
how many germs, and you're just putting your bare puss.
Oh, I know how many germs.
that has to
If anyone here's gonna know how many germs, it's Nikki.
It's me.
That has to like disrupt your microbiome down there. You know,
Your pH level.
goes crazy after
Through the
sitting on the Equinox
I
bench.
know her boyfriend goes down and he's like,
Like, like a turtle
What
tank.
did Noel talk about?
he
The
posted a
tape.
clip on his TikTok, but yeah, he's like, going down on someone in New York is real love because that shit stinks.
In New York?
Noelle said that?
Yeah.
Noelle Miller, for everyone watching.
What is he saying about ladies in New York?
No.
He's just saying, like, there's just, like, a smell you acquire when you're here, because he's like, I sat down to piss, and he's like, that shit smelled crazy. So he goes, I can only imagine.
He's like, your girl going down on you.
Oh.
That shit stank.
He goes, that's love.
Moral of the story is, if you're gonna sit down on a bench in a locker room in a gym, please put a towel down for your own good.
Or just don't sit.
But if you have to sit,
Yeah.
put a towel down.
Smart.
Yeah.
So next up on the docket is apparently another Meghan story time,
Mm-hmm.
which I would like opinions on.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So as a child, me and my brother were close with our neighbors. So we'd like hang out with our neighbor, da-da-da-da-da, whatever. We'd hang out. So one time we had the brilliant idea to have a lemonade stand.
Oh my God.
So we like set everything up. We built it up, whatever. Not to like sell my neighbor short, but like me and my brother provided like the lemonade from our house and
Mhm.
used our pitchers.
Mhm.
And my neighbor had the idea. She's like, any money we get, let's donate it to like the local animal shelter.
Oh
And
no.
we're like, yes, perfect. That's amazing.
oh no.
So then people would come
You guys
by.
were also in the red.
People bought our lemonade. People were giving us $20 because I didn't have change. I'm not breaking you. I'm not breaking you with 20.
How old were you?
I had to be like 7 or 8.
Asking a 7-year-old to break your 20?
yeah.
So then we get to like keep the change. So then at like the end of the day, we clean up whatever we sold, however many lemonades we sold. My neighbor was like, I'm going to take the money and I'm going to donate it. So I guess the question I'm asking is, do you think my neighbor actually donated the money, or does she owe me probably about $5?
Not a chance in hell, because also if you are suggesting something and then you're going, so I'm going to take all of this and have no person to keep me honest.
Because she
you're
was
just
also a
mean.
year older than us and probably about like 4 years older than my brother.
I will say, I'll make this short because that just unlocked a memory for me, is that I think I did a bunch of lemonade stands, but there was one that was very fruitful. And
Fruitful?
it was very fruitful.
Talking like you wrote the Bible.
Yeah. You know, with my lemonade.
You had a large bounty?
Yeah.
Was it a rousing lemonade stand?
Yeah, so we had this lemonade stand, and it was like, it started out as like me and I think one of my other neighbors, and then my brother joined, and then my other neighbor's brother joined, and he was a skater boy. He had a skateboard, and he wrote on the back of his skateboard, "Please stop." And he was like holding it for people that were driving past us.
How old
and we
was
would
he?
Oh my God. I mean, I was probably like 7 or 8. He was like 15.
This is where your love for skater boys came from.
God.
Yeah. And my brother would have been maybe like 10 at the time. But he was a decent amount older than us. So it was so funny. There was literally like by the end of the day like 6 of us in my neighborhood that were like flagging all of these people down. Like he was like shoving his skateboard in everyone's face, telling them to stop. We made so much money. I mean, looking back on it, we probably made nothing. But in my head, I was like, we are millionaires.
Yeah.
This is crazy. My mom was in the kitchen.
Mom, quit your job.
My mom was in the kitchen making cookies and bringing them out so we could sell them. Like literally as we were flagging people down, we were like, oh, like cookies will be ready in like 10 minutes, don't worry. People
You were running that place like the Navy.
we were. People were like pulling off to the side. We were having conversations with all of them, and I remember like this one neighbor who we flagged him down whenever he bought lemonade, and then he drove back. He was leaving the neighborhood again, and we he stopped again. He was like, I stopped. Do I have to stop again? And then like I think the same thing happened when he came back home. It was just so funny. Like That's crazy. I forgot about having lemonade stands because I had
Yeah.
so many of them with my friends.
Same.
Lemonade stands. We would sell like cookies and like pastries and stuff that we would make as well. I think we would do like a strawberry lemonade at some point. But that one day was so funny with his skateboard, and he was like flagging people down with like red spray painted skateboard that looked probably like so like scary and, you know, a little alarming. But yeah.
Kind of piggybacking. Did you used to sell like, you remember string bracelets or like the rubber band bracelets?
Mhm.
Would you
Rainbow
sell?
loom?
Yeah. Would you sell those at the beach?
No. I thought people who did were freaks. Are you about to tell me you sold them at the beach?
Taylor coming out as a little freak.
I guess I was a little freak. We would all sit on the boardwalk and we'd sell. We'd make like $20 and then that was our ice cream money.
Oh, I love that.
I didn't sell
I'd walk past people and I'd be like,
I didn't have any boots.
Would you like?
I was like 5 and I was like, ugh.
Would you like make custom bracelets like in
Yeah.
the moment?
Yeah, we
oh my
could.
God, I love that.
People would, but those were extra. That was like $5 or $10. We always did. It was like $2 for a string bracelet because then people would be like, "Oh, I only have a 5." And we'd be like, "Oh, we have no change." And then they'd be like, "Just keep it." That was our smart. But
Yeah.
then if you got a custom one,
Yeah.
in the moment, we'd be like, "Okay, it's going to take like 10-15 minutes." But people would pick out their colors, like it was this whole business.
Oh my God, I had
Entrepreneurs.
I would have walked by and I'd be like, ugh, Mom, get me out of here.
freak. I had so many of those different colored strings to make bracelets.
I still have my string box.
I think I do too. We should.
You sell bracelets this summer?
I was gonna say we should make them, not sell them, because we are 25.
We should make friendship
24.
bracelets.
Oh my God, yeah.
That'd be cute.
I literally.
I used to be able to do like such cool, like
yes.
my cousin made a sailboat.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she used to be
Wow.
able to do like cool ones. I could only do like a fishtail or like a 4-strand
The
braid.
Chinese ladder. I had a family friend who taught me how to do like a bunch of them the one summer, and then my friends in high school and I got really into it like junior and senior year, and I literally went to my junior prom with my brace, like my, because I was wearing them every day and I forgot to take them off for prom. I am literally in my prom pictures like decked out with bracelets, like friendship bracelets up to here. It's so funny. I'll insert a photo if I have it.
Were you guys Girl Scouts?
Yes.
No.
I was a Girl Scout until I was 14 years old.
What?
Yes. Like
How did I not know this?
I've told you this a million times.
No.
Did you
It's
still
so-
sell Girl Scout cookies?
Yeah, but like on the fly.
Judge
You know,
loves
my
selling
gosh.
cookies.
like, okay, so you join and you're a brownie, right? Or whatever you are when you're like 5 years
A
old.
daisy, and
Daisy-
then brownie,
Sorry.
and then you're a Girl Scout.
Wow.
Obviously, my decade in the Girl Scouts means nothing because I forgot you're a daisy first.
You get the blue schmuck. Schmuck.
Got that schmear.
You get the blue smock.
That's the smock you get if you're a New Yorker. the schmuck.
You get the schmack.
That your mom has to like iron
Iron
all
on the little daisy patches.
Wow.
And then you
Yes.
get the brownie vest. And then you get the Girl Scout. I
So
don't know what that
how
is.
it worked, and I went to a really small Catholic school. How it worked was everyone was really into it when we were from the ages of probably 5 to 8, 5 to 9, as you normally do. And then what ended up happening was the group got smaller and smaller to the point where it was just like 10 of us who just wanted to hang out, and whoever's moms were just like, we'll just say it's for Girl Scouts and you guys can just meet after school in the rectory, because I went to a Catholic school. I mean, the old rectory. And we just hang out. And then to meet our quota, we would just sell cookies. But there was one year, because I was like 13, they forced me to go to the Girl Scout cabin and haul ass and unload the crates of cookies from the truck that
Oh my gosh.
came in and like bust them in, and I had to like play trucker for a day. I was like a soaking wet 85 pounds.
JoJo's in the back like, boxes over here.
I was running
You
that
were
place
running
like the
like the
Navy.
Navy.
I was running that place like the Navy, and I think I ended up like stealing a bunch of boxes because I was like, this is bullshit.
Oh
So
my
yeah, I was a Girl
gosh.
Scout until I was 14.
I have trauma actually from the Girl Scout cabin weekend because we went there. I was only a Girl Scout from kindergarten to 5th grade. That's when most people did it. And then like in middle school,
Normal people did.
like whoever wanted to stay like kept in it or whatever. but we had like an overnight trip to the cabin. It was like you and your parents.
I never
Yes.
got to stay at the cabin. I did stay at an aquarium.
And I don't remember if it was the weekend before or the day before, but I had explained to my cousins what sex was. But I didn't know what sex was. I thought it was just making out, and I kept just referring to it as doing it.
Yeah.
So then on the way to the Girl Scout cabin, my mom confronts me, and she goes, "What is sex?" And I went, "It's kissing." And then she's like, "No, you're lying to me. What's sex?" At this point, I'm crying. I go, "It's just kissing." And she's like, "No, what did you tell your cousins?" And I was like, "I don't know."
She ambushed you?
Confronting my daughter about sex on our way to the Girl Scout cabin
Oh
trip.
my gosh.
I feel like that's an American Girl doll book.
Oh my god.
So then that's all I
Yes.
remember from that weekend. I don't really remember. I just remember my mom being like, "What did you tell them was
my
sex?"
God.
And I was like, "Kissing."
I wanted to be a Girl Scout so bad.
That's something you weren't?
No, I was
You're
dancing.
such Girl
I had-
Scout
You
coded.
give
Yeah.
me such Girl Scout vibes.
I had dance every day after school.
You weren't in the rectory with your friends?
I don't even know what a rectory is.
I'm not going to explain it. Just know it's Catholic coded.
It was fun. You'd get a snack. You'd get a drink. Someone's
Yeah.
mom would be in charge each week. And then we'd like make a craft. Then
Oh.
we'd play Quack Delioso. And then we'd
Yeah.
say the Girl Scout pledge. And then we'd leave.
What was the Girl Scout pledge again? I don't remember.
Honor.
Honor.
The word honor is definitely in the Girl Scout pledge.
See, I would have loved
And then
it.
I'd go home.
Yeah,
My
I
mom
was
would've
always
loved it.
jealous.
I
That's
I
something
wanted.
you and
okay,
your mom
ready?
would have loved.
I wanted.
On
yeah.
my honor, I will. Oh.
On my honor, I'll
I'm
try
going
to serve God and my country to help
Woo!
people at all times and live by the Girl Scout law.
Bringing God into it.
Well, it's
Mm.
like the pledge.
It is.
Yeah.
Oof.
We had our own pledge.
I will say
Once a Girl
that
Scout, always Girl Scout.
my mom was a Girl Scout and my grandma was the troop leader. Maybe not the leader, but like one of something like that.
Troop mom.
Yeah.
Your
My-
mom gives
I-
troop
Yeah.
leader energy.
I
does.
know. I'm like she would have like gone crazy for all of those crafts and stuff. I know she's watching this, so she's gonna confront me. She's gonna make up some story about how I never wanted to be a Girl Scout and how I'm just lying on the
Aw.
internet.
Well, my mom offered to be the troop leader when we got to middle school because no one else's parents could do it.
Mhm.
My mom had a job where she could work remotely. So it was like, I trust you girls enough to do your Girl Scout things. And then, she's like answering urgent like messages in the back while we're like scarfing down pizza. And I'm complaining.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta go to the Girl Scout cabin and get these crates of cookies. Okay, so speaking of middle school, a show that was on all the time when we were in middle school about a decade ago was Victorious.
Yeah, so I think I came across a video on Twitter in the last few days of it was the video where it was Leave It All to Shine, like just reflecting
Theme
like
song.
yeah, of course. No, the iCarly collab. That, and I was like, wow,
Yes, that did go.
this show had bangers upon bangers.
They did.
Is that why your YouTube recommended video was a
No,
compilation the other day?
no,
Me and Nikki
no.
were sitting at your apartment. We're
No.
watching a YouTube video, and a compilation video goes top 10 Freddie Carly moments that show their end game. And I went, "What are you watching in your free time that you recommended is Freddie Carly end game compilations?"
You freak.
You little freak.
You can't prove it. You could be lying through your teeth right now. But no, I saw it on Twitter, so completely unrelated. But
Okay.
I was thinking, like, this show literally had so many bangers, and I was just curious, like, what is everyone's favorite song from Victorious? Because mine is obviously Give It Up, Ariana Grande, and
Oh,
Liz
Gillies.
Gillies.
I was gonna say Claiborne.
Claiborne. What's Claiborne?
The brand.
Give it up, you can win, 'cause
That's-
I know where you've been.
That is a
That's
classic.
shame. So good. And just
Yeah.
like the way that the whole like scene went down. Oh
Yeah.
my god. And I feel like that was everyone's first time hearing Jade and Kat sing. And we were like, wait a second.
We didn't
They
even
can
know what we
actually
had on our
sing.
hands.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I loved Jade. I fully resonated with her. But I have to say that my favorite song for Victorious is BFB. Best friends brother.
And I'm gonna have to go ahead and second that because that song is so.
It goes
It's such
so
an anthem.
It is. It's an anthem. It's an anthem. No,
Okay, so like 3 of us here have brothers. Who's gonna be the one?
What?
I mean, my brother.
We have to
does
pick a
love
best
you.
friend's brother.
Oh.
Allegedly, so does mine.
Oh God. Y'all can sort it out amongst yourselves.
Yeah. My best friend's brother is the one for me. BFB.
I'm looking at my soulmate because we got soulmate drawings done, which we can insert a photo. And as soon as I got this and I sent it in our group chat, our friend Kristen, she goes, "That's literally Taylor's brother."
Wait. It kind of is.
Wait, this
Taylor's brother's
the
not
lower
my
one.
soulmate.
Wait.
I'm not manifesting that.
I thought the bottom one looked like Taylor Lautner a little bit.
No, the top one looks like Taylor Lautner.
No, the bottom one looks like Taylor Lautner.
Photos will be
insert
inserted.
photos.
Also, did you guys know that Taylor Lautner, I was recently watching an interview with him. He pronounced his name Taylor Lautner.
You know he's married to a Taylor.
But they call her Tay, so it's different.
Oh, wow.
Taylor Lautner.
Wait, Taylor, what's your favorite song from Victorious?
That's like asking what's your favorite child.
Well, give us like a top 3 then.
Because
Because the more I think about it, the more I'm like, oh, I could never pick one.
No one's gonna
that
pick.
one's good. Freak the
Chicago?
Freak Out.
Chicago! It's
Yeah.
a one woman show.
Literally. Freak the Freak Out.
Banger.
Oh my god.
Cake till my tummy aches, and here's what I'll do.
Wait, do you know what I just remembered? That scene where Tori is performing Freak the Freak Out and she has on that hideous ensemble with like the fake nose and she's like
Oh my God.
Hear me talk.
she's like
Hear me.
she's trying to pretend to be ugly.
Yeah.
I forgot.
What
We
was her
gotta
name?
watch that.
Agatha? No. It was like Uma.
I don't know.
Oh, that is literally so funny. I forgot about that.
It's very
Oh, a favorite song. When she was with her boyfriend, but he was just with her because he wanted an A in the class, and then he was going to break up with her, and she found out about it.
Mhm.
So her and Andre sang a song. I can't think of the song, but that is also one of my favorites.
And
Begging on your knees?
Begging
Yes.
on your knees.
Begging-
You'll be begging on your knees for me.
Yeah, that's
Wow,
my top one.
for
I'm
sure.
changing. That's my top
Oh
one.
my god, that's
Slay.
it's also like that's very you.
It's very you. It's very, very you.
Sing it to my
Wow.
next. You'll be banging on your knees for me.
But
You
yeah,
last night.
We won't get into that.
Just know that someone should have been begging on their knees for Taylor last night.
Taylor
yeah.
is down horrendously.
I was
Yeah.
down horrendously.
We had to have an emergency meeting at our apartment.
Yeah, I was literally. I rerouted the Uber, and I was like, "You need to go here. I need
mid ride, you're like, sorry, sir, change of plans.
take a left. Take a left, sir. You need to drop me off." I was gonna go ahead and have like a full mental breakdown, but you know what? They got me out of it.
And
so
today is a new day.
today's a new day.
We're over him.
Mm-hmm.
Beg on your knees.
We're leaving him in last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies
Have
and
fun
gentlemen.
with her, Ryan.
Have fun
Have
with
fun with
her,
Ryan,
Ryan.
but it is okay to have a one-day crush.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
perfectly fine to crush on someone for one day. You get one day.
Mm-hmm.
One night.
One
One
night.
night, okay? And you can be as sad as you want about them
Mm-hmm.
for one night. And
What I feel like you said this last night. This sounds pretty rehearsed.
yes. I don't think I got into it that deep, but
No.
I am now.
It was more of like you came today, and I was like, I think I'm over it, and then I was like, wait, no, like
No, and I said it's a one-day crush. And
Yeah.
that's okay. Be as sad as you want for one night.
yeah.
But just know that when you wake up the next day,
It's over.
it's over and you should move on to your next one-day crush.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if there's like one thing you should take with you from this podcast, is that we will lose a guy in one day.
We literally will.
We will lose a guy in one day.
Guys will lose us in a day.
Guys will lose us
We
in a
will
day.
lose guys in one day.
Yeah.
Take anything away from this too. It's that nothing matters.
Yeah.
Like for every guy who gives you complete and total bullshit, there's a guy who you could have like a raging crush on that might also like you. Like have fun with your life. It's so exhausting.
For every guy that doesn't like you back, there's a guy on Hinge who is literally sweating,
I
dripping
have
sweat, waiting
so
to
many
take you
people
out on a
in my
date.
DMs right now.
There was a guy who sent me a like this weekend, and the comment was, "I need you right now."
Yeah. Oh wait, I got So on our profiles, I think for all four of us, we have audio recordings of like my BFF's take on why you should date me.
Hinge took mine down.
Yes. Okay.
We will be re-recording.
We need to re-record it. But a guy liked mine yesterday, and he was like, I think this is the reason men fall in love. And I was like, wait, what? Like, what does that mean? Because there's so many, I mean.
You didn't understand it?
What?
I said you didn't understand it?
Because I don't really know what he meant there.
I don't get it either, but
I
it's
think
just
it's
like crazy how that happened to all
like
of us.
your friends vouching for you.
Oh, okay.
Except
that makes sense.
But in your voice
yeah.
note, I called you Steven Stifler.
I was just going to say, like, the main point of the audio message is that I am Steve Stifler coded.
like
Maybe he's a big fan of American Pie.
you're falling in love with
Maybe.
her because she's gonna call you a cock.
Oh, God.
Sorry, guys.
Cutting that out.
Got a little NSFW there for a second, but that was my thought process. Like,
Yeah.
anyway.
But, yeah, anyway, speaking of TikTok. So, as stated on this podcast before, we have a raging, I will speak for JoJo and I, raging, huge, fat, big, juicy crush on Kuj from TikTok. We love him. We think he's awesome. And,
Really selling our crush here.
yeah.
He was in our Niche Crushes episode a while back. It was probably like our third or fourth episode, I'd say.
And we like, you know,
So-
say his little phrases all the time. We love him.
We love him. So, I found out that he was on Cameo. And I thought to myself, well, Nikki's birthday is coming up. And
The natural thing to do.
Just buy a cameo.
was buy a Cameo for her birthday. And
Wait, is this episode going to be out on your birthday?
oh my God.
Happy birthday!
Everyone go wish Nikki a happy birthday.
Nikki hates her birthday, which I'll get into for the
Just
Cameo.
wish her a happy April 5th down below.
Wish her a happy Wednesday. Wish Nikki a happy Wednesday.
Happy hump day.
So so I put in the comments, the little thing you write in, Nikki hates her birthday. I put in some things, some fun facts about her, and he sent the video within a few days, and it was such an amazing video. It was over a minute long. Everyone, if you want a cameo from Kuj, please go ahead. He knocked it out of the park.
He provides.
Kuj provideth.
And she loved. He provided.
He provided.
In his robe.
And I am ready to giveth.
He giveth and we taketh.
Yes.
And yeah, Nikki loved it. So we had already reignited our crush basically because we have been watching that Cameo for the past week.
Like,
Nikki.
stop.
Nikki,
How you doing, gorgeous?
Hey, you dang gorgeous.
It was great.
Oh my
so
God.
that happened probably a few days.
I think that was Monday.
Yeah, a few days before. So that was our last interaction, not a one-sided interaction with Kuj. And then
So Friday, I'm on the train home. I'm going through the comments, weirdly enough, and it just says Meals by Kuj, and I didn't realize his account's not verified.
It's not. Why
So
is it
I'm
not
like-
verified?
that's a crime. He has 2 million
Or
followers.
this is a fake.
Yeah.
Someone posing as Kuj, so I just click it, and I see it's his profile.
Oh my
And
God.
what does he say? All class.
He said all
He
class.
commented all class.
Well, I
so
will
then
say
I screenshot it.
no, but the video he commented on was the
Was the
video.
crush video.
Was the clip that we posted of us talking
Like
about
2 weeks ago, too. It's
Yeah,
not a
it was
recent
literally.
clip.
It was almost 3 weeks ago. I
Do you think
And-
somebody saw that and sent it to him?
So I screenshot and I sent it in our group chat. I'm like, Nikki, JoJo, where are you? Checking in. You answered probably about 5 minutes after. You didn't answer for another 20 minutes. I just
Yeah.
kept going, Nikki, you're going to want to see this.
Sorry, I was at my job.
Nikki was sending pictures of her reacting to it in the streets of New York screaming.
Yeah, because I it must have been towards the end of the day because I was checking the messages as I left the office and couldn't even find the words to type. I was just sending pictures of myself screaming all class.
And then what's the follow-up comment that you received? Do you want to talk about that?
So, JoJo commented first.
I commented, I think I said something like drinking my DC Diet Coke
yeah.
in honor of you tonight, which he liked. Thank you, King.
And then I responded, and I said, I'm like blushing right now, guys. I'm literally blushing. So I said, like, I was like, first a cameo on my birthday, now a comment on my TikTok. Coos, you're spoiling me.
Mm-hmm.
To which he responded, I'm blushing. I am literally blushing right now. To which he responded, I aim to please, sweetheart.
Sweetheart.
I aim to please, sweetheart. Like, I'm like feeling things I've never felt before.
For Meals by Cooch.
For Meals by Cooch. Like,
The start of something new.
Well,
Yeah.
I think what goes back to it is what we were saying during the Niche Crush episode, and that a lot of it was personality. Like, you can tell that he's a really funny, nice guy, and usually those personalities on TikTok don't end up ringing so true.
Yeah.
So it's just nice that he, was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can tell he's so authentic. He's so
Yeah.
uniquely himself. And I think at this point the crush might be a little far past just his personality.
Oh,
I'm getting scared.
But speaking of crushes, I do think we need to make a part 2 of niche crushes, because since
Oh,
the
yeah.
episode came out, we have thought of about 200 more niche crushes.
And we're going to need to talk about Beck from Victorious.
And I think we're
Yeah.
going to each have to make a tier list and get into
for
Yes.
sure.
our own tier list.
For sure.
Send your niche crushes
Yeah.
to
Our email, alwayssaidthatpodstories@gmail.com. As per usual, you know the drill. Always said that podstories@gmail.com, because I feel like I say it a little too fast, so maybe
Yeah.
people are getting a little confused, and that's why we're not receiving any emails.
It'll also be in the notes down below.
Yeah, so we will be ranking our other niche crushes, but also we can rank yours. We can judge yours as well.
If any of the B and C families in here, I'd love to see your Brooke coin tier list.
Yes.
Email us your tier list. Love to see them. I'll show you yours if you show me mine. Wait.
Yeah.
I'll show you mine if you
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Yeah, just thank you, Cooch, for being a king.
For being so classy.
Love you, Koosh.
Classy and classless.
Yeah.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
I will also be inserting part of the cameo here because I need
In his
everyone
robe.
to hear him call me gorgeous.
Nikki, how you doing, gorgeous? JoJo sends me down here.
I also, I didn't check the little box when I ordered it where it was like, don't make this public. So you might see it on his camera
Great.
profile. I forgot. I'm sorry. I didn't realize till I got the email.
He might have highlighted it because he's like, I did a good job.
He did
It
do a
was a
good
great
job.
one.
Hey,
honestly,
Nikki.
It's just like,
How you doing, sweetheart?
it was perfect because we figured out that he was recording it when he was sick and had COVID. And he recorded it in a robe. And I was also sick at the time, laying in bed in my robe. And I was like, something is happening.
And
you
I was
guys are so
telling-
in sync.
I was telling
Literally.
Nikki the whole time, like, I have a surprise for you when I get home. And she was like, what is it? And she was sick, so she was trying to stay away from me because I wasn't sick. So she was in her room, and I sent it, and I hear from the other end of the apartment, oh my God.
I literally could not believe it.
Oh my god, what if you got your soulmate drawing and it was Cooch?
Should I buy soulmate drawing? Should I buy one?
I'd love to hang it on the wall.
Okay.
I have one. We should compare all of ours.
I would
Well,
love to
then
hang it
I
on the
need
wall.
one.
We
But
should
yeah.
all pick an Etsy seller and all get one, so this way they're all
Yes.
drawn in
Yeah.
the same style.
Let's do it.
We'll pick a different one this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So thanks, Koosh.
Am I like sweaty?
A little bit.
See it in the
No,
camera?
I don't think you can see it in the
You
camera.
won't be able to see it.
I would love if no one mentions anything about that.
Yeah.
I know I'm calling it out, but
Yeah.
that's my business and my business only. This is not for you to talk about. My body, my choice.
Hyperhidrosis.
No comments. No comments about this.
Comments. No one say anything about it, okay?
Listen, at the end of the day, it's coming into Short King springtime. The weather is
Petite
getting
Prince.
hotter.
I don't think we've talked about Short King Spring on the pod yet.
Happy Short King Spring to all those celebrating.
Or
If
we
you're
could-
out there, hit me up.
Yeah. Hit any of us up.
Yeah.
Honestly, I need a Short King because the last date I went on was with a guy who was
Mr.
605. We
605.
call him 605. He was 6'5", and I feel like I'm needing a Short King to balance out the energy right now. So, Short Kings, I'm a short queen.
We are all celebrating Short King Spring, and
We see you, we hear you, we stand with you.
yeah,
Petite Prince.
little
Petite princess, hit my
needing
line.
a little petite prince right now. But yeah. So
That being said, if you're 5'3", I'm so sorry. Don't hit me up.
The DJ.
let's clarify what would
Yeah,
all what
does
do
everyone-
each of us
yeah.
define as a short king? Because
Five.
I have like a very specific range.
A short
5'9",
king.
5'10".
I'd say 5'7" to 5'10".
Yeah, I'd say 5'7" to 5'10".
You're calling a guy 5'10" a short king?
Compared to the... Okay, here's the order of
If
the men...
it starts with a 5,
Short.
short king.
Short king. Here's the order of the men I've dated / within the last few years. 6'1", 6'3", 6'5". 5'10" is
Just
not...
4'8".
I'm not 4'8". I'm 4'11".
Oh.
I'm not 4'8".
She's the same height as Danny DeVito.
I am 4'11".
Give our short king some
And
respect.
I cannot stress enough, tall girls, please do not come for my neck. It's not like me. I'm fine with a short king. Just taller guys usually like me, like send me likes on Hinge and stuff, so who am I to say no?
You did go on a date with a guy who's 5'7".
I
So
did.
So JoJo's very inclusive.
I am very inclusive, okay? But since most of my experience has been with guys who are taller than 6 foot, to me, 5'10", it's still much taller than me, but compared to most of the people I've dated, is shorter. So that's why. Probably as I go on more and more dates, I'll adjust my range to be more like 5'6", 5'7" to 5'9".
Yeah, I do not think a guy who's 5'10" is short. That is preposterous
Well, that's
to
like
me.
average. But like,
Average is like
I'm
5'8".
5'6".
But isn't like the average guy in the U.S. like 5'8"?
Not my average guy.
Yeah, I think 5'10" is not the average. There's no way.
Well, I don't know. That's my average.
Yeah, no, I mean that can be your average, but like,
JoJo's like, can't relate.
I'm
What
sorry.
was that
Please do not
Yeah,
cancel
what
me.
was
that scream?
Yeah, who was screaming?
No.
Who was that?
Was it me?
was it the chair?
Well, no, you just screamed. Oh my god.
This is an unhinged episode.
Well, just to cover our asses for a moment. If you're a short king and you're like getting your balls twisted, being like, short king, I don't like that phrase. I don't care.
I'm calling you a king.
I'm calling you a king, first of all. And also, personality's huge.
So big.
I'll date anybody if they have a decent personality.
If
I don't
they're
really
little
care about your
goofy.
height. I don't care too much about your looks. If you're goofy, I'm letting you hit.
Yep.
Mic drop.
But I also will say we coined Short King Spring before SNL did.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Megan sent a TikTok in our group chat this morning.
Marcelo Hernandez.
Yeah. That
Redhead.
Marcelo and Colin Jost were talking about Short King Spring. And I was like, we literally were talking about this weeks ago. Like,
It's been
it
short
was,
king swing for us since February.
yeah, like it was our idea first. Anyways.
But to clarify, short kings, you are welcome here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a safe
You're welcome
space for
here.
you.
We love you. We hear you. We see you. Hit our line. Unless
Yes.
you're a little freak.
What is a little
Because
freak?
there's a line between short king
And
and
little
little
freak.
freak.
Because there's also like, you're not just a little freak, you're a little
Yeah,
freak,
Yeah.
you know?
But you
Funny.
can come out of the little freak into short king if you just have like a decent personality.
If you
know?
just grow a couple inches.
If you just grow up.
Yeah.
grow up.
Oh god, that is so funny. The Daisy Jones finale. Because we haven't, I talked about this briefly with Joe, but the four of us haven't
Spoken about
like
it.
hashed it out
About
yet.
it.
have
Well,
not
we
discussed it.
watched it together.
I have watched the last 2 episodes 3 times now.
It was an amazing
Have
experience.
you watched it over again? Because every night you threaten to
You
watch it again.
Threatened to watch
I
it.
have not.
You go, I'm gonna watch it.
I have not. I have watched the last performance because
Yeah.
when Billy wraps his arm around
No.
Daisy,
Uh-uh.
that does something for me. So I do watch that every night before bed.
The 2 of them sharing the mic in that last episode is crazy.
Crazy.
Can I say something about Karen and Graham real quick? I love that they deviated from what happened in the book where Karen actually just didn't love him as much as he
Yes.
loved her. Because that always got me in the book. I understood where the author was coming from 100%, but it didn't feel right. It felt like they should have been together, but because of that, time and circumstance, that they weren't. So when it ended with she just actually didn't love him as much as he loved her, I was like, womp. But the series at the end, in her confessional, when she's crying and she's like, I told him what he needed to hear, but it wasn't the truth. And he said that he would have still been pining after her if she said anything different. I don't care what they do. I need a season 2. I need to see him leave his wife for her immediately.
Well, also, I saw everyone was like, Julia did Karen's interview first. So she knew when he was like, she was being honest, that she wasn't being honest. Because remember, he was like, did Karen tell you? And she was like, yeah, Karen told me.
Interesting.
You're
I would have
right.
never picked up on that. See, I see you and I hear you,
Yes.
but I do disagree.
About season 2?
No.
Oh.
I think that
He
it
shouldn't leave his wife.
I think it makes more sense for Graham to not love Karen
No.
Karen to
Karen.
not love Graham as much, because like at the end of the day, she's super hot, she's super cool. He's like, just supposed to be a little bit of a little freak. And I think it does make sense that, in that situation, he would always love her a little bit more because he had to make the first move, and like he was the one who had the crush first. I feel like that makes sense. And when I was watching it, it did catch me by surprise. I was
very
like, whoa, like, okay, because in my opinion, if Karen knows that she loves him just as much as Graham loves her, then why not just like try and make it work?
I think it's time and circumstance, though, because
Yeah.
also the band fell apart that night.
I get it, but
and
like,
so many bridges were burned, and also it's something that probably would have broken them up anyway.
I get
he
it.
wanted the white picket fence. He wanted
The life he made for himself.
and she wanted the life that she made for herself.
Like,
I know,
yeah.
but he said he literally was like, I will do anything for you.
But I think it
So-
was
He
more.
was sunshine. And
What?
she was midnight rain.
yeah.
I mean, that song was literally written for them.
I think at the end of the day, it was more like he, in theory, would do anything for her.
Yeah.
But like most men
Yeah.
and most people in general, the actions versus the feelings don't always line up. Like they kept that part where she got pregnant, and he was like, well, we can just get another person to play the keyboard. And she
Yeah.
was like, what?
Mr.
Like,
Sir, no thank you.
I think
Yeah.
like in theory he loved her enough to do anything for her, but it didn't mean that it would have always lined up with what she would have wanted for herself.
Yeah.
But also I feel like in his head he was like, okay, she may not want it now, but she'd want
She'll
it
want it
10
later.
years down
Yeah.
the road, like when we're not really touring as much or when we're not as big. Like she's definitely going to want this.
Yeah.
And that's where I was like,
Yes.
that's where he's at.
I think he needed something much more defined and concrete for a long-term plan that she was able to give. So in the show, it was, I'm either going to end up incredibly hurt myself or I'm going to hurt you, so I have to let you go right now.
Yeah.
Versus in the book where it was like, ooh, I'm leading you on, and I feel like I've led you on too far.
Yeah.
She loved him, so she let him go. Yeah. I feel like, I just feel like the book ending made more sense, but I did enjoy getting a different ending for them.
Yeah.
Realistically, the book ending made more sense. I just didn't like it.
Also, I wish they Also, I wish they put Camilla and Daisy's scene in the
I
show.
thought you were gonna say I wish they put them together.
Oh, yeah, Camilla and Daisy.
I know, I was really surprised because I mean that is like really the catalyst.
That was
for
a pivotal moment.
It
Yeah.
really was for literally everything. Like if that hadn't happened, I don't think anything would have happened with Daisy, because in the show, Daisy is talking to Simone and she's like, Simone says like, if it hurts this much, then, you don't have to go on like this. But Daisy never had that moment in the book, I don't think. She was never like, this is like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's too painful. I can't be around him. So I thought that was a really, really key point in the book, because at that point, that's where Daisy's realizing that she's really in love with Billy. And, you know, it's like the whole, everything that made him burn made me burn, and, you know, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
She literally had, like, a flip of a switch. So I was shocked.
Yeah. But also in the show, they had, because Simone in the book went and got her by herself. She didn't bring
Bernie.
Mm-hmm. And so she didn't have the husband telling her, well, she's in love with you.
Yeah.
And then her being like, you're just in love with me. So they never had that, like, falling out.
Yeah.
So when she came back, it was them building their relationship back up. So that's where I think that was where the show was like, okay, different than the book.
But they also didn't kill Teddy right away with the heart attack, which is what prevented her from going to rehab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for them, like, I thought Billy was going to say goodbye to him and then he was going to die, and, you know, they were just prolonging a little bit, and that would be the thing that made her regress. But the Teddy's death was a huge turning point in the book, with Billy bringing her to the brink of, like, rehab and almost turning her life around, and then her going the complete opposite direction.
Yeah.
So I was a little thrown off by that.
Yeah.
But also at the end of the show, Billy's like, I'm going to fight for this marriage. I'm going back to rehab. That didn't happen in the book.
It didn't.
Well, because he didn't relapse that. I can't remember if he took a sip
Yeah,
of
he,
his
like,
drink,
took a sip.
but holy shit, he went balls to the wall.
He
was
0 to 100.
Yeah, he was snorting stuff off of Daisy. He was drinking in between sets.
That kiss.
Oh.
That kiss, though, after the show.
Wait, did you see the tweet where it's like the two of them, because they're like making out on the mics, and someone's like, it honestly would have been less obvious if they made out on stage.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I also think, too, at least in my mind, that, even though I was a little bit jarred by it, that was realistic to me. More realistic if you think about, like, rock stars or Fleetwood Mac, which is the band that was based on. In the 70s, high off their asses, they're surrounded by drugs, even the sober ones, and there's crazy sexual chemistry. You can't tell me they wouldn't have, you know, he wouldn't have relapsed. He wouldn't have, you know, made out with her. Like, to me, that was a more realistic portrayal of how it would have happened in real life.
Yeah, like, that's why I didn't really love about the book, because I had heard that, or I think it's, like, written on the cover of the book. It's, like, this, you know, will they, won't they of Billy and Daisy is crazy. Like, their chemistry is insane. So I was, like, ready to, like, have this, like, you know, endgame romance, this crazy, you know, chemistry. And in the book, they, like, barely kiss once, right? It's
No,
like, it's
did
like
they
a...
even not kiss in the
they
book?
kissed in the book.
I think they almost kissed.
It's an almost, it's an almost, like, barely kiss.
But also, like we said in the beginning, there's 7 unreliable
That's very true.
narrators. Like,
Yeah.
we even
You're
have
right.
the one
You're
part
right.
where he was like, Camilla came down, and then they're like, no, she did not.
You're right.
We haven't even discussed the best part. It was when they panned to the dentist friend. And
Oh.
he's just going,
We were waiting for that. We were literally waiting for that part.
The scene where he goes, but, like, split 6 ways, it's probably not
Not
that
that
much
much.
money, right?
The best part of that is that he's in, like, his normal clothes, and these guys are decked out.
Yeah.
Chains,
rock star clothes.
leather jackets, sunglasses, hair is, like, so incredibly sexy. And, oh, it was so funny. I loved that scene. I was really waiting for it, because we were saying how they had a scene just like that in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
So funny. So, do we have anything else to say about Daisy Jones? Oh, well, we saw that Josh posted a TikTok
yeah.
about the band practice.
They 100%, without
He's
a doubt,
like,
are
"Wait."
going on SNL.
Why are we going to band practice if the show already aired?
You know why.
I don't think it's season 2. They are either gonna go out with Suki Waterhouse because she's on tour right now, or they're going on SNL.
I heard that Riley Keough might be hosting, and then they might have them on as the musical guest.
I don't think they would go on with Suki Waterhouse, because, like, it's, you know, she has her own music to tour. I don't think they would want to, like, take away from her moment. But I think SNL would be crazy, or just, like, a little summer tour. Just a little summer tour.
Really quick, I want to touch on, I get why they did this with Eddie, but I don't like that they gave him such a mediocre
Yeah,
life.
that too.
He was such a, successful producer in the book. 1, that's believable.
Yeah.
2, that's realistic. 3, it's what he deserved, honestly. For them to just make him so unhappy and
and then he's
mediocre.
playing these random gigs with
I mean,
nobody.
listen, I am like #1 Eddie apologist. Imagine how heartbroken I am.
Yeah,
I was
really
so
upset.
upset.
I'm redacting our original statements where we all said we didn't
Yeah.
like him in the show. I love him, and I just hate the ending that they gave him. He
I know.
deserved better.
He deserves better. And what about the hot sauce? No mention
Done
of the
burnt
hot
my
sauce.
mouth.
Oh, but you know what?
My mouth.
I am the biggest fan of Done Burnt My Mouth hot sauce. But we were discussing when
I'm
we
a
were
done burnt my mouth apologist.
I'm a Done Burnt My Mouth apologist. We were discussing when we watched it, and I don't remember if it was Meghan or Taylor made this point. In the book, it's 40 years in the future. In the TV show, it's only 20 years. Hot sauces were not the big in the 90s.
You're right. This hot sauce just didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I can live with
It
that.
didn't happen yet.
So I was saying, you know what? Maybe like 2010s. Like
Yeah,
that's,
exactly.
Yeah.
celebrity-owned
Hot
brands
ones.
were
He's on hot
huge in
ones.
2010.
And you know what? Maybe the same goes for Eddie.
Yes.
Maybe
You're
he
right.
just didn't hit his peak yet. And I can live with
You're
that.
right.
I
You
can
know
live
what?
with that.
Agreed.
Like, I will say that I do think that it should stay 1 season,
Yeah.
but the setup for season 2 would
know.
be perfect. Like,
Yeah.
they literally set it up so perfect.
I
I
want a
was-
season 2. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
If they did do a season 2, I said that they would probably have Daisy and Billy like chatting, and it's like, what have you been up to the last 20
It'd be
years?
probably the making of their sophomore album, I'm assuming.
Let's get the
Yeah.
band back together.
Maybe
Yeah.
they could just do, you know how like Euphoria between seasons 1 and 2 did like the Rue episode and the Jules episode? Maybe they could do like one for Billy and Daisy. Or just, you know what I mean? Where it's like just one, instead of a whole season, because that would be a lot to drag out.
Yeah.
It's like a special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it happening because, like,
I know.
I mean, this is very us, but like, we want to see like hot young people. Like, do we want to see a season 2 where they're all 40?
I want to see old Warren
yeah,
any day.
Warren, but
Sam
I
Claflin
mean,
looks the same if we're being
yeah,
honest.
no, Billy
just
looks
got
the
a
same,
blowout.
but also like Graham, like it doesn't hit the same.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
no.
maybe he gets his groove back.
He leaves his buddy-duddy wife.
how Graham got his groove back.
That's season 2.
He gets back with Karen, and his hair flows out.
It's just
Yeah.
how
He
he makes
doesn't
his
look
hot
like
sauce.
he doesn't look like.
Oh my god!
It's just the behind the scenes of how he made Done Burnt My Mouth.
Done for my mouth.
Literally.
Oh my god.
So I
But
think we're
yeah.
gonna leave you with that.
Yeah, I feel like this felt so good. We
Yeah.
pre-recorded the last episode, so we haven't done this in like 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
it just felt so good to
Yeah.
be back in the
Good to be back.
stew with
Just-
you guys.
Needed
the
this.
shit.
The studio, aka our kitchen.
We're in our kitchen table era.
But yeah, so like we said, send us more of your niche crushes. Let us know how you feel about if we should make this like a regular series, for, you know, any niche crushes that pop up here and there. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, the whole thing. And subscribe to our YouTube, turn on the post notifications,
Smash that like button.
leave us a review
Yeah.
on Spotify and Apple Music. Yeah.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks
We
Yes.
love you.
with
Reminder-
episode 10.
Yes, reminder, episode 10 is coming.
And
So
so
get
are
ready.
Some big things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
leave you
things
with
in
that.
the works.
Big things coming.
Leave you with that.
We can't tell you much yet, but big things are coming.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.